Whether you're just starting out in photography, or you're a seasoned pro looking to upgrade your gear, choosing the right camera can make all the difference. But with so many options out there, it can get a little overwhelming, right? Well, don't worry. In this video, we've done the research for you and rounded up the 7 best cameras for photography in 2025. From stunning image quality to smart features and solid performance, these picks offer something for every kind of shooter. So, whether you're into portraits, landscapes, street photography, or just capturing everyday moments, stay tuned. Your perfect camera might just be on this list. Number 7. Olympus OM-D EM10 IV. This tidy and tiny micro Four Thirds camera is a fantastic beginner's way in to mirrorless cameras, and comes at a bargain price too. The Olympus OM-D EM10 IV is absolutely bursting with cool photography features, including a touchscreen interface, stylish art filters, and sophisticated live composite for long exposures. When we reviewed the camera, we almost ran out of time to try out all its features. There are so many to try out and play with. Using the micro Four Thirds system means you're working with a smaller sensor than APS-C cameras, like the Fujifilm X10. However, it does give you access to a huge catalog of micro Four Thirds lenses, those made by both Olympus and Panasonic, and others. And also the 2x crop factor gives you a good deal of extra reach, effectively transforming a 50mm lens into a 100mm one. Stylish and likable, the Olympus OM-D EM10 IV is an ideal mirrorless camera for beginner photographers on a budget. Number 6. Sony A7R IV. The winner of our Product of the Year in 2020, this superb high-resolution camera is still a fantastic choice for landscape. We loved it when we first reviewed it, and it continues to impress today. A key reason for this is its very high-resolution 61-megapixel sensor, the highest you'll find on our list, and the highest you'll find outside of medium-format cameras. That super high-resolution sensor is ideal for landscapes, and, being packed into the relatively small body of the Sony A7 series, means you can carry it around to reach all sorts of photogenic locations without troubling your back too much. Although you may want to use a tripod for landscapes, if you want to keep it light, you'll also benefit from 5-axis image stabilization. If you do pack that tripod, making use of pixel shift multi-shooting to create an even higher resolution composite image is likely to be tempting to serious landscape photographers. If you like to photograph other subjects, as well as landscapes, the A7R IV isn't well suited to everything. While it does well at other static subjects, such as portraits and macro, with 10 FPS shooting, action and wildlife shooters would do better to look elsewhere. Number 5. Canon EOS R1. This is an utterly remarkable camera that you almost certainly do not need to own. The Canon EOS R1 is an astounding sports camera. It's capable of shooting 40 FPS bursts for up to 300 frames, and it has a hyper-intelligent autofocus system equipped with action priority, meaning it can lock onto the area of the frame where the action is taking place. It's built like a tank, with one of the best electronic viewfinders we've ever seen. The EOS R1 provides a huge array of controls, giving you multiple means of accomplishing pretty much any adjustment or setting you need to make. It's got highly effective in-body stabilization, rated up to 8.5 stops, and it also boasts Canon's unique and powerful eye control focus, which sets the focus point by determining what you're looking at in the viewfinder. Its relatively low-resolution 24-megapixel sensor may sound disappointing when compared to some of the high-resolution offerings here, but it helps to keep file sizes down and is more than enough for printing at fairly large sizes. Pair it with one of the best Canon RF lenses for sports and action photography and you've got one hell of a setup on your hands. We could go on. And indeed, in our full review, we lovingly detailed everything that's great about this astonishing camera. However, with a price exceeding the $6,000 mark, the Canon EOS R1 is almost certainly beyond the budget of pretty much everyone reading this, and honestly beyond the needs. Unless you are photographing world-class sports events for top publications, you simply don't need the level of power this camera is offering. Number 4. Canon EOS R10. Canon is currently filling out the beginner to intermediate end of its EOS R mirrorless line like gangbusters, certainly more so than any other manufacturer. For a great camera and lens combination that can be had for £1,000, $1,000, the mid-range Canon EOS R10 is an excellent choice, as it can be bought with an 18-45mm kit lens and still come in under budget. The newer EOS R100 is cheaper still, but has pretty basic specifications. Buying older cameras secondhand is often the best way to get top-end features for a low price. The EOS R10 is loaded with pretty impressive stuff for a camera at this price point. Probably the most significant difference between the EOS R10 and a similarly priced secondhand camera will be subject detection autofocus, which is filtered down from Canon's Pro cameras and is a genuine game changer. The little EOS R10 can recognize and lock onto subjects like humans, animals, and vehicles, and track them around the frame with incredible accuracy. A second-hand Sony A6000 from 2014 may be cheaper, but it won't do that. The EOS R10 is an APS-C camera, and the selection of APS-C lenses in the RF mount range is still disappointingly small, meaning you may be stuck with unbalanced full-frame lenses. For an alternative, though, consider shelling out for an EOS R adapter. Once you've paid that initial cost, save money by getting one second-hand, you have access to an enormous range of ultra-cheap EF mount DSLR lenses, which will work on your EOS R10 with full functionality. Canon has long been well known for its user-friendly beginner DSLRs and in the US Rebel series cameras, but its newer RFS mount cameras perhaps need a few more lenses before they are credible Canon DSLR alternatives. Number 3. Canon EOS R5 Mark LL. The Canon EOS R5 Mark II succeeds the 4-year-old Canon EOS R5 with a huge array of updates and improvements. Launched in 2024 alongside the sports-focused Canon EOS R1, it's designed to be a highly capable professional all-rounder that can handle almost any task for either photography or video. It sports a 45MP sensor, can shoot at up to 30 frames per second, and record 8K video at 60 FPS. Like the Canon EOS R1, it is based around a concept that Canon calls accelerated capture. This means that they combine a stacked, backside illuminated sensor with a Digic X processor that's boosted by a new Digic accelerator processor. This enables new autofocus features, faster video shooting, and generally more responsive operation. Other major updates include Canon's unique eye control focus technology, as previously seen on the Canon EOS R3, and a built-in heat dissipation pathway. The latter promises to fix the original EOS R5's Achilles heel of overheating, which limited it to short video recording times at high resolution and long recovery times. Number 2. Nikon Z8. A slimmed-down cousin to the professional flagship Nikon Z9. The Nikon Z8 is right up there with the best cameras you can buy for wildlife photography. Priced a little more favorably for enthusiasts, the Nikon Z8 is still an expensive camera to be sure, but is worth it for those who can afford it. Super fast burst shooting speeds can be achieved even when shooting at the full resolution of the 45.7 megapixel sensor in RAW format. While you'll need to invest in expensive CF Express cards to truly benefit from these dizzying speeds, the Z8 is unlike the Z9 in that it at least gives you the option to use a cheaper SD card if you prefer .. The camera's build feels rugged in the hand, perfectly suited to those long days out in the field tracking elusive wildlife subjects, and the control layout is intuitively designed. Naturally, the fast burst mode wouldn't matter if the Z8 didn't have everything else it needed to nail the shot, but its AI-powered subject detect autofocus is essentially cheat mode for wildlife photography. The tracking on the AF is also eerily good, being able to identify the most important subject in any frame and follow it around no matter where it moves. Image quality is also absolutely gorgeous in both JPEG and RAW. As we found in our review, the Z8 delivers brilliant detail in punchy images all the way up to ISO 25600. The Nikon Z8 is not the only camera well-suited to nature, however. Be sure to check our guide to the best cameras for wildlife photography for more excellent suggestions. If you want a similar camera to the Z9 without the sky-high price tag, try the Nikon Z5 or the APS-C Nikon Z50. Number 1. Fujifilm XT5. Built for stills photographers through and through, the Fujifilm XT5 is a magnificent machine. An APS-C mirrorless model and one of the crown jewels of the fabulous Fujifilm X system, this camera arrived to great acclaim among stills shooters. Priced at a level that pitches it towards enthusiasts, the Fujifilm XT5 is nevertheless stuffed with enough high-end features to rival professional models, and of course, it produces fantastic images. The key appeal of the XT series has remained basically unchanged since the Fujifilm XT1, a combination of a powerful feature set and tactile, dial-led controls that give the camera a retro, analog-style feel to operate. The result is a machine that's just fun to use. But despite its retro appearance, on the inside, the Fujifilm XT5 is absolutely cutting-edge. It benefits from features like AI-powered subject detection, 5-axis, in-body image stabilization, and an electronic shutter, with maximum speeds of up to 1/180,000th second. Fully featured and fun to use, at a much more reasonable price than its pro-spec rivals, the Fujifilm XT5 is the camera to beat for enthusiast photographers. Fujifilm cameras, including the XT5, are noted for the high quality of the JPEGs they produce. If you prefer to shoot in JPEG than in RAW for the immediacy and convenience, a Fujifilm camera like the XT5 is a perfect choice as it gives you the best quality straight out of camera. That's why Fujifilm topped our guide to the best camera brands for JPEGs. For extra style, you can also take advantage of Fujifilm's film simulation modes to emulate the looks of classic film stocks. If the XT5 is out of your price range, then consider the more recent Fujifilm XT50. Following Fujifilm's tradition of releasing slimmed-down versions of its flagship cameras, the XT50 takes the imaging guts of the XT5 and puts them in a smaller body. It lacks an ISO dial, has a smaller viewfinder, and its screen doesn't tilt in 3 directions, but it still takes the same amazing pictures as the XT5. So, that wraps up our list of the 7 best cameras for photography. If this video was useful to you, kindly click the thumbs up button. Which one are you going to pick? Describe your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an updates. Everyone who had come this far, I'm hoping to see you in the next video.